Today we're unboxing our new Mac Mini. This is, as far as I know, the most advanced Mac Mini we have, and the only computer we have that has unified RAM. So it has an internal terabyte SSD, it has 48 gigs of unified RAM, and I believe, man, do you remember if it's 12 or 16 core processor?
I think it might be a 16.
I think it might be a 16, whichever was the biggest friggin' one they had, that's what we got. Before we used computers, Terrence was asking me, he said that just might as well do a little recap. Back in the day we used a tape machine, which believe me, you can't pick up like this. You can't hold a tape machine in one hand. And those tape machines, the good ones were between 40 and 50 grand a machine for 24 tracks, and required a lot more maintenance. Of course, this, although it's not a $50,000 Studer, it's still, I'm going to say, for $2,100 plus shipping, it's the most expensive tiny box I've ever bought. I mean, it is tiny. So it's like, I wish they would have put it in a bigger case to make me feel better about my $2,000. But, it is what it is. Let's open it. When I first saw it, I thought, man, they didn't do a very good job of packaging. But check this out. Apple's actually pretty savvy. They saved a bunch of space. Looks like they got pretty good packing on all four sides there. Woo! Look at how tiny this little beast is. Oh my Lord. Look at that. To think that this little tiny thing will run a whole studio and do an infinite number of tracks in comparison to, for example, a 24-track tape machine.
Right.
And for $2,000, pretty good compared to buying a tape machine. And of course, it's a Mac, so it can do a million other things too, besides run a studio, or besides run Pro Tools or whatever else. Let's peel the plastic off here. Ooh, this is fun too. You know those dudes that never peel the plastic off their shit?
Right.
That drives me nuts. Like, as soon as I get something, I want to peel the fucking plastic off the. And it looks like it sits on this base here, so it keeps it off the desk a little bit. It has vents all the way around, so I'm sure it will do a good job there. The only thing that makes me nervous about these things, I'm not gonna lie, is they're so fucking small. They're so tiny. It's like a little tiny dog. You're always afraid you're gonna break the dog because it's too little. This thing, you just get pulled off the desk. You know what I mean? Somebody just trip on the power cable and just rip the thing right off the desk. We've got 3 Thunderbolts, an HDMI, and a gigabit Ethernet. And there's your power. And then on the front, looks like we got an audio out and 2 USB-Cs probably, I would guess. Those are USB-Cs. There's no Thunderbolt over them, so no reason to believe they're Thunderbolt. And then you can see the bottom of this thing is vented, which is kind of cool. There's the power button. Now, we were just discussing earlier that if you have it sitting on the table, you have to lift it up to get to the power button, which kind of sucks. For a $2,000 tiny box, it should put the power button someplace accessible. But I guess you could sit it on its side. Since it's a solid state drive, there's no spinner in there. It wouldn't make any difference how it's oriented, I guess. There it is, man. Look at that. Look at that. The most expensive tiny computer I've ever bought.